Yes, I had plans, and this was not the plan. And well, I needed something that can be done fast because a channel is a channel, even if I'm just doing it for a hobby. So I mentioned that I want to show you what the Hungarian cinema from the very beginning can offer, and this will be my first video in that series. I make a whole playlist for it. The title translated to English, The Blue Idol. It's, there is a blue idol in it, but it doesn't really matter. It just for the title's sake, it's a good title. This was made in 1931. So it's a black and white, but it has voice, so you don't have to read the clue card. And to my greatest surprise, it's a good movie. I mean, watchable. If you at least willing to tolerate the black and white aspect of it, and that this was made on budget. I'm sorry, but this was made on budget. Pretty much the whole movie is, except for the first 20 minutes, during which the people get to America and go to the farm, is in one room. Pretty much in one room, like the 12 Angry Men. This was like the Hungarian movie industry, what you can find, and it's not just, snippets of roles, but actual films is, as far as I'm concerned, started in 1917, but it's, and it wasn't very good, and it never really got great. I mean, there was a period where the Hungarian industry was kind of influential, or at least marketable. And I worked for a period with some Philippines, and they were, when I asked, I like movies, can you recommend me some movies? I know some stuff about the Filipino movie industry, but they are all bad. And I told them, yeah, that's sure, but you shouldn't be ashamed of it that much, because the Filipino made movies have a place in the market. They are marketable. You can sell them sometimes. There are some zombie movies and that kind of stuff that reaches the Western world, so to say. The Hungarian movies, in the majority of it, never moved out of the country. There were some cartoons that, like Cat City, that's probably the most famous, that got out, or there was The Lords of Time, which was a French production, but actually was a cooperation with Hungary. Half the crew was Hungarian, the animation crew. So Hungary had a pretty good 2D animation market. Maybe it was not a blockbuster like Disney, but it was famous for the cartoon industry. Now this one absolutely surprises me. It was like the third or fourth movie that I could watch, because the internet is changing, and they always try to hide our past. And Hungary is not a country that is famous about its exodus, let's call it that. People are emigrating to foreign lands. It's always about, it's probably some political reason. People either coming in or going out but returning. And these people just left Hungary and settled in the USA. And I never heard about such movement. You always, the English, the Britain have stories about it, especially the Irish people. Spain has stuff, even Portuguese have some mention of it. France, of course, emigrated there. The German-speaking people emigrated to Argentina, so yeah, okay. But that's the thing. But Hungary, I thought it was never a thing. But according the sheer existence of this movie proves that, yeah, this was a thing. This regularly happened. It was worth making a movie about it. And this is, until today, it's unfathomable that one of the very first movies of Hungary is a Western. Hungary, it's a Eastern Bloc Europe thing in the middle of the continent, and it has a Western movie. Why? I don't know. I really have no. Despite this being played in one room practically, and they fight Native Americans, they fight other colonizers, there are shootouts and infighting. It's a fun movie. It's something like tonally like the structurally, and the base of the story is like the Seven Samurai. Because yeah, sure, the Seven Samurai go and freeze up that village. That's the base of the story. But when you think about it, the main characters are it's really about the continuing generations. And the young samurai settles down and marries a peasant girl, and they will have a life in that village. They don't become rich, they don't become famous, and the rest just go back to being, these independent samurais who even survived the war, even. And that's the core of this also, because see, here the basis of the story is that there is this farm in the middle of wherever the USA is. Big farm. Who knows where the next neighbor is, like miles away. You can't even see the next house. And these people bought or won this property from let's be honest, a scammer who sold them the dream, the American dream, that here is this farm and it is so big and has all the animals and the equipment to do this stuff, and you can start a new life and you instantly become rich just by, owning the property. And it turns out it's just a wooden house in the middle of nowhere and pretty much has nothing on it. And the house is even just half collapsed. But it's your thing, your property, and probably there are some animals around, so you can make it happen if you stay there, but it will require hard work, and investment. So eventually, because there are like a dozen people there who all bought this as their properties, but they don't start to kill each other, it's not a big shootout. They all accept that, okay, this happened, everyone has the legal right to this property, so everyone, they settle that everyone has 1/12 of the property. Because everyone has the official paper, although, and even this is a joke in the movie, it's a forceful breaking joke, half of them can't even read. I'm dead serious. I show you the clip of the movie.
Nézd, én ott valami házfélét látok.
Aha.
Legjobb lesz, ha ott szállást érünk ma éjszakára.
Az is jó volna, mert még ránk esteledik.
Te, ez nem valami barátságos hely?
Hát ez bizony nem.
Gyerünk csak tovább! Jó napot!
Hello! Jó napot!
Csend! Mit avatkozik maga bele? Fogja be a száját!
No.
Különben is mit keresnek maguk itt, mi?
Szállást szerettünk volna kérni ma éjszakára.
Itt nincs szállás, ez nem szálloda. Gyerünk!
Megyünk, legyen egész nyugodt. Ilyen piszok helyen nem maradhat két farm tulajdonos.
Maguk farm tulajdonosok.
Hát az lehet, hogy nem látszik rajtunk, de mink azok vagyunk. Nekünk van egy farmunk, gyönyörű kastélyjal, traktorokkal, és mi egyebekkel. Bizony.
Miféle farmot?
A Peabody Farm.
A Peabody.
Na, mit nevetnek, mi?
Hisz ez a Peabody Farm!
Ez. Ez volt.
Ez bizony.
Csak nem ette meg a fene. Ez vonal. Hát akkor megérkeztünk. De várjunk csak. Hát maguk mit keresnek a mi farmunkon, mi? Gyerünk!
Dehogy megyünk! Mi épp olyan nyertesek vagyunk, mint maguk. Lássuk csak az írásaikat.
Ott van. Na csak. Fordítsa meg. Úgy, jobba. Azok a feketék, azok a betűk. Ott.
Rendben van.
Na ugye?
Meg is kezdhetjük a földosztást.
Még nem kezdhetjük meg.
Miért?
Hát a többiek még nem érkeztek ide.
As you could see, that guy had to be shown how to hold the paper properly because he has no idea what the letters should look like. Especially cannot read. That's okay, you have paper. Sure, welcome to the party. So they face the situation, they assess the circumstances, and they get attacked, of course out of camera, because we don't have the budget for some people painted into native Indians to ride in some horses, like, the Germans and the Italians did. And it's just, some give up because it requires too much investment. Others say manage to sell it to another, or just think they can make a bigger hit or gig in Las Vegas or something like that. And one even just gets thrown out because it's too aggressive, so at gunpoint sent away. And eventually there is, the old experienced guys said, here are the young ones, you are the future, have it to yourself, and just goes away. That's the final one. And it's really about exactly like the Seven Samurais in this regard. And it's not over long. It's like 70 minutes with everything included. And it's fluent dialogue. Things happen. And you can look over the budget. And you can just... Sure, it's black and white, but we can work with that. And as a historical piece, and considering what the general Hungarian money laundering of the government is, this is still a fun movie. By today's standard, it's your average TV movie, like 6 out of 10. But it has a good speed, good pacing, and as a Hungarian, I can't but be proud of this. So, soon I am finishing Final Fantasy III. I'm really at the end of it, so it won't hold me up any longer. Though this does not have subtitles as far as I know. And of course you don't speak Hungarian, but if I am talking about the Hungarian cinema's history, I just had to start with this, because this shows you, it wasn't entirely hopeless.